you notice asteroids is misspelled?
Oh, is it really?
If you go in and fix it on your Prezi, it'll fix it on there too.
Okay.
We did that on purpose to see if anyone would catch it.
Gotcha.
Alright, we did comets, asteroids, and meteoroids. We put this video, but we'll go back to it.
Very educational.
How do you get it to look smaller?
Definitely made it look small.
Because it's like too big.
We didn't zoom in and out.
Okay, how are comets and asteroids formed? Asteroids are formed from small pieces of rock and metal, just like the rest of the solar system. Small particles run into each other, and if they don't hit, or if they hit too hard, they'll stay together because their gravity pulls them together. The reason why asteroids don't continue to grow into a planet like the rest of the planets is that they are too close to Jupiter. Jupiter's gravity stirs them up and makes them go fast, so when they run into each other, they usually bounce off or break apart instead of sticking together. Comets form further away from the sun. They're made of ice, which would melt if it was too close to the sun, as the asteroids. In fact, when comets leave the outer parts of the solar system to travel close to the sun, they do melt, and the ice that was turned into water vapor forms of a long tail that we see in the sky. After a few trips into the inner solar system, the comet will melt so much that it breaks into little pieces.
So, what are comets made out of? Well, who knows? I don't, but I'll read it to you. Comets are fairly small. They're about 12 miles across, so like the distance from Gaskell to Flippin, just FYI. They are balls of ice, also rock and dust. Can't you make a comet? We have a little educational thing where you can actually make your own comet. It's pretty sick.
Let's see it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Let's find it.
Someone out, not too close.
Here is a website that we thought we would zoom in on so you could see it.
Go ahead and click on it.
You can actually make a comment. This is something you do in class.
Now click on it.
Well, let me.
And you'll
Go ahead.
probably
Exit.
have to escape
I'll
the
just
full
go.
mode.
Exit out of full screen. There you
There
go.
you go.
It's up top.
It's open.
It's up top. Wow.
This is how to make a.
Oh, nice.
2 cups of water, 2 cups of dry ice, frozen carbon dioxide if anyone didn't know that.
This is something you would want to do with an older class.
Some sand, ammonia, corn syrup,
The ash of ammonia.
you know. Ash, you know, it's just little.
This, that.
So, if you want a recipe for disaster, here you go.
And so with the hair dryer, are you able to make a tail?
I would think so because the heat.
Yeah, it's optional, so use with caution, please. We ask the younger generation to stay away from these chemicals.
Especially the ammonia, right?
Yes, we don't want anyone to die because of our presentation.
Where is my presentation?
Go back to Blackboard. If you want to go to full screen mode, click the more button.
Okay.
That is great.
Alright, so that's a little bit about how comets are made.
See what asteroids are made of. Asteroids are made up of rocky and or iron nickel materials found. They're mostly found in an orbit between Mars and Jupiter. Most are pitted with impact craters and dust left from collisions with other objects of the solar system. And this is the Oh, it didn't go there. Oh, we zoomed in on the asteroid belt.
Where is the asteroid belt? What does that say where it's located?
It's located between Mars and Jupiter.
I'll be going there one of these days. Just
Alright, good deal.
watch it on the news.
Which one, Mars or Jupiter?
The asteroid belt.
Oh, the asteroid belt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta fly my spaceship through there. This is the Oort cloud. It is a lot the most comets originated from this little area. It extends several thousands of times further from the sun than Pluto. The outermost planet, if you guys didn't know that one.
Is Pluto a planet or?
It's not really a real planet, but we thought it was a planet about 20-something years ago. And now we're just kind of like, it's not really a planet, so we think it's a dwarf planet.
Does anybody know when Pluto was officially downgraded? Which year?
It's like a midget planet.
2006?
2006. That's right. 2006. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
It's like a little midget planet.
Hey, Mitch, that's great.
Thanks.
It's a small person.
Little.
I don't care. Anyway, so a little bit of this. Here's a website if you want to go to that. Yeah, pretty much.
Comets orbit. Most comets travel in high elliptical orbits around the sun with orbital periods time between returns, ranging from just over 3 years to millions of years. This is a recent news article that we found, and it's about there being melted water inside of a comet. I guess they say that water cannot be melted inside, or there's not water melted inside of a comet. So I thought that was interesting that they disproved it.
That is interesting.
And that was our information on this one.
Ta-da!
All right. Pluto, as of 2006, is officially not a planet. It's called a dwarf planet. And I kind of think that it was given the title dwarf planet to kind of make people happy. Because Pluto behaves a lot like comets. It lives where the comets live. It's made out of the same stuff that comets are made out of. And it has a highly elliptical orbit, like a comet. So Pluto kind of acts like a comet. But it's officially a dwarf planet, not a planet. Questions about comets, asteroids, meteoroids? Yes?
Okay, so comets and asteroids, are they made out of the same thing?
No. They did briefly touch on that. Comets, we say, are dirty snowballs. They're mostly water and dirt, some other stuff mixed in. Asteroids are mostly rock and metal. So comets have water, asteroids don't, basically. It's a big difference in their composition. One of the theories about how water actually, or the bulk of the water actually came to the Earth was impacts with comets. It's one of the ideas about how we got so much water on the planet of the Earth was a lot of comets hit the Earth and the water melted and became part of what we consider the Earth. In fact, we believe that possibly a comet did impact the Earth in early 1900s. I forget the exact year, in Siberia, near something called the Tunguska River. Just look it up if you're interested in it. It's quite neato. There have been lots of crazy ideas floated around about what actually happened.
Yeah, because it impacted and there was nothing there at the
That's
time
right.
it melted.
That's right. It impacted and there was nothing there. The idea is that if it's a comet, it's mostly water. It exploded because of so much heat, because it was going through our atmosphere, friction and heat, above the surface of the Earth, so that there was nothing left of it. The water all melted. We do know that a comet collided with Jupiter, which the Jovian planet people were talking about. It was called Comet Shoemaker-Levy 9, and we're actually able to watch that as it occurred. But most of the time, comets live in something called the Oort cloud, which is outside of the planets, and something called the Kuiper belt, which is also outside of the planets. Asteroids, where do they live?
The asteroid belt?
Asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Exactly right. Any other questions?
Is there like a force that just collects them all? And it just moves all?
Oh, that is a good question. I don't know. And I don't think that scientists really know exactly what happened there. If it was a planet that just didn't make, or what. But it's kind of neat how the asteroid belt so nicely divides the terrestrial planets from the Jovian planets, you know. But I really don't know that we know exactly why we have the asteroid belt there. What else? Okay, last